Alright, so what is up everybody? Okay, so I just recently came out with this Tennokai video, and it seems like upon further testing and some comments that I got, looks like I might have missed a couple weapons. So I'm just going to start off with maybe my new favorite melee. This might be replacing Sun and Moon. The Vastilok. So this is a gunblade. Now, Gunblades kind of probably seem like an obvious choice to do Tennokai. So why didn't I try them? So I actually did try the Stropha. Okay, that was actually one of the first weapons that I tried. However, the Stropha is currently bugged. So light attacks, the projectile from the Stropha will not build combo counter, and it won't trigger Tennokai. So I just, very stupidly assumed, hey, the other gunblades are probably also broken. I didn't even try them out. So you have the Redeemer Prime. Now, I did try the Redeemer. It was a little underwhelming because its projectile is all blast. So it wasn't really that great. Um, then we get to the Vastilok. So if we look at the projectile for the Vastilok, it's actually almost entirely slash for IPS. Very heavily weighted slash. So that's pretty cool. Now, it is a gunblade, so it's basically a ranged weapon. So that frees up our mods a little bit because you don't really need range. And with the way that I'm using it, I don't actually really need attack speed either. And I'll show you why. So I'm using the high noon stance. So this is pretty similar to what I was doing before. So I have melee influence, Dreamer's Wrath. You really want to get those heavy attacks. Same thing as my other video. We got Condition Overload, Blood Rush, Sack Steel, Organ Shatter, Weeping Wounds, some electricity, not enough to outweigh the slash, but a good amount, puts it well over impact and puncture. Now this is where it gets interesting. I'm not running range and I'm not running attack speed. So I'm running two additional mods, Shattering Impact and Primed Smite Grenier. Now I know I said I'm a little lazy, but in this case, I basically didn't have anything else to put in here, and this was my reasoning for using Primed Smite Grenier. Um, for Corrupted, a lot of the Corrupted enemies just die to your electricity procs, and there's kind of like really just the heavy gunners are the annoying units. Um, most of the other Corrupted aren't armored heavily, so I can just make sure I heavy attack those with the Vastilok heavy attacks. And then with the Grenier, there's a lot. It's more common to have armored enemies, which the electricity procs can have a tough time dealing with. So that's why I went with Prime Smite Grenier. I don't even have this maxed because I don't really use them that often. Just ignore that I'm on Saren for now. So yeah, let's try this out. So I'm just gonna group everything up just so I can build up combo counter real quick. Hopefully it doesn't. Yeah, everything's probably gonna die. Just kind of ignore that because now these are corrupted enemies, so these are not even getting the Bane bonus. Okay, so just keep that in mind. All right. So I built up combo. Now let me just go reset these guys really quick. Okay, gonna go over here. All right, so it's really fun because, well, yeah. So basically that happens. Now this is no bond mods, okay, or no smite mods. Just remember that. Okay, so this is basically what I've what I've been doing. So the first attack in the forward combo for the high noon stance is a forward gunshot, so like that. And then the neutral combo, you get this double hit. So I've basically been doing forward, neutral, forward, neutral, forward. And like when you move, it resets the combo like chain, right? So forward, neutral. And like you kind of just get into that rhythm. Oh, it has like the sick ground finisher. That's like one of the best ground finishers in the whole game. And then when you do get a heavy attack, you get, some absolutely insane um, status procs. So now let's throw this in here just so we can see that. So also, The Shattering Impact mod is honestly just kind of like for fun, like for memes. Like whatever you are pointing this thing at is going to be very, 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 very dead. Um, so yeah, it is pretty nice. Okay, well I guess I'm not gonna get the Okay, oh, man, dude, my hound's little shield is being very annoying. Okay, so those guys are probably gonna die. So let me reset this one more time. All right, so this is with a smite mod. Okay, and yep. So for the most part, pretty much all those are dead. And I stopped attacking. Like in a normal mission, I would be doing continuing attacking. So just doing that forward tap, neutral double tap, forward tap, neutral double tap, heavy attack on whatever priority target is by you. You're doing slash, you're doing electricity, you're having a great time. Um, so I'm sure a lot of people know about this. I somehow kind of completely missed this. So for melee influence, right? So melee influence will spread your elemental status effects, right? So I'm just building up my combo counter here real quick. So I didn't really think much about that because I was like, well, I'm spreading electricity, and the other damaging status effects for elemental damage, at least, are all, you know, single elements. So there's no way I can get more than one of those on a target at once. But then I remembered about Toxic Lash, which adds toxin and doesn't combine with single elements. So you get something like this, where everything around you. I actually don't think I proc melee influence there. So, okay, there we go. Hopefully I proc melee. Okay, yeah. So, if you do proc melee influence, you are just going to apply so many status effects to enemies. Okay, hopefully I procced melee influence that time. Nope, I did not. Okay, there we go. Yeah, just absolute deletion of enemies. It honestly, like, when I started trying out Saren with these melee influence builds, I was like, okay, this is like not, this is almost not fun. Like, this is like, this is bordering on not fun anymore. It's so strong. Okay, so it just so happens that a lot of the other weapons I wanted to talk about are really close to this one, but I'm going to talk about the Syam really quick. So a lot of people, some people mention the Syam, and this is actually a weapon I was pretty curious about because as most of the Duviri weapons have some kind of special effect. So the Syam, it throws out this energy wave when you heavy attack. Okay, so it has like this special heavy attack animation. Now let me go to a different Nikana really quick. So I'm gonna put on the Nikana Prime. Oh, I forgot to spawn enemies, so kind of need those. All right, so let me get these guys in here. Okay, and I'm going to do a heavy attack. So it's a pretty awkward animation, but it does have forced slash procs. So you'll see like I guaranteed slash proc. Okay, so anything I hit, 100% chance of a slash proc. So one-handed Nikanas have forced slash procs. Now let's look at the Syam though. The Syam's animation looks completely different from a normal Nikana. And unfortunately, it also does not have forced slash procs, which is really, really, really sad. So I actually did try this weapon as a Tennokai weapon, but because of that lack of forced slash procs, it actually is not super great. If you wanted to run a one-handed Nikana, I would actually suggest using a Zaw, because then you can run, which I don't know how this isn't on here. You can run Exodia Hunt. Okay, so I don't even have. This is not set up for Tennokai, but just to give you an example, if you're not familiar with Exodia Hunt, So for Blind Justice, the forward combo has a ground slam. Okay, and of course it's not going to, whatever, I'll just do this. Well, it did not feel like 50%. So basically you just use your forward combo and ground slam and suck enemies in, and it's not going to work there, but yeah, okay. So then you pull enemies in, and then you could like presumably heavy attack them, and they would get slash procs, and they would die. So if you really want to use a one-handed Nikana for Tennokai, I would definitely suggest a Zaw. So the parts that I like to use for a Zaw Nikana is Varjeet, Jai 2, Peye, and Sepfon. So that gets you like a little bit of status, a ginormous weighting towards slash, and really high crit chance. So I think that's probably your best bet. So I did have two more kind of contenders slash mentions. So the first one is Verdilac, which has really high, like really high stats actually, and a lot of slash. So I was testing this one out. So now this is like, oh no, where's the build? Oh, there it is. So this is like obviously not a complete build by any means. I'm also not running an arcane or anything. And I was really pleasantly surprised. I mean, I'm not going to go over the build because I talked about it like 47 times in the other video. But I was like really, let me just group things up, get some, okay, get my Naramon thing going. Okay, there we go. So whips actually do have 4 slash procs. And I was like, oh, I didn't even like think about that. That's actually pretty cool. So yeah, their slash procs do like really good damage on the heavy attacks. So, I was getting some pretty solid numbers. It depends if they have viral or not. The other cool thing with this is the whoopsies. So Verdilac has like a special like animation, or if you hold block and attack, it does this ranged attack. And okay, let me come on, please. So first of all, it actually does like not terrible damage. Like it'll apply slash and stuff. But it was proccing Tennokai. Come on, please. Okay, I guess it's not gonna. Doesn't want to cooperate. Let's try this guy. It will build up combo counters, so that's kind of cool. And I guess I was actually having. I almost feel like this weapon is a little bugged. I was having a lot of issues proccing Tennokai with this. Like even so, I actually ended up trying the what is it called? Discipline's Merits. And I was not getting Tennokai procs every 4 attacks. So that was a little weird. There's also this whip only mod, Nearest Contempt, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, so you can definitely, and this is like a pure slash build. I don't even have an arcane. Like I'm not even running Weeping Wounds. Like this is like a very rudimentary build, literally missing like half of the stuff, and it was still like destroying 195 heavy gunners on Steel Path. So Verdilac is actually pretty strong. I have just in the past week, I have probably spent over 100 Forma. So I'm just a little tired of formatting stuff. So that's why I'm coming out with these a little undercooked. Now the last thing I wanted to talk about really quick is Vitrica. So once again, I'm not even using a melee arcane on this, right? So this is really fun. So there was like a big like hullabaloo. So this weapon came out with Nightwave when they did like the Glassmaker. So I'm just gonna, build up my combo counter really quick. So get the Naramon action going. Okay. So you can do the range. Okay, god damn it. It's actually a pretty strong weapon. So things are dying. Okay, now let's do this. All right. So you can do this ranged attack, right? So that'll proc Tennokai! What? I know, right? Isn't that cool? So yeah, it's like actually kind of insane. Like I was like could not believe that actually worked. I was like, there's no way that actually procs Tennokai, but it does. So yeah, as you can see, it can be a little unreliable, but yeah, I thought that was pretty awesome because the whole playstyle with Vitrica is like glassing enemies with your aerial attack and then, slamming them. And it's way better to do a heavy slam, but it was like kind of hard to make the build work before. But now you can just proc Tennokai with your Now, what you should know is if enemies are glassed, if you glass them again, it'll just unglass them. So you want to like be aware of that. So if you glass them, just like kind of hit them a couple times and then do your heavy attack slam. So, it's like it's a little bit of a meme, but like it's actually like really really satisfying. In addition, the glass attacks just do like respectable damage because they can apply slash and stuff. So, so that guy's glassed, and then, I probably won't. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not even gonna get a Tennokai attack off because he's just gonna die. But yeah, so that's actually pretty fun. And so I did do some more testing, and those were the few weapons that I was like, huh, these are actually legit. I probably should have talked about these. I think like the only other thing is like two-handed Nikanas are, you know, very strong heavy attack weapons. I personally cannot stand light attacking with the Wise Razor stance. So I'm praying to DE, please, please, please come out with a new two-handed Nikana stance, please. Those weapons are so cool. Like, look at how cool the two-handed Nikanas are. Azothane, Pennant, Tatsu Prime, Tenet Livia. Like, some of the coolest looking weapons in the entire game are two-handed Nikanas. And it is a crying shame that they are really annoying to use because of their stance. So yeah, please free the Nikanas, DE. Please give us a new stance for those. But yeah, Vastilok is this thing is absolutely insane. You want to see something really funny? Is I was just trying this out with my like Archon hunting build, which runs Roar, and Roar is like a faction mod. And right now, melee influence is triple dipping on faction effects. So, you know, let me. Oh, I'm gonna have to get some combo counter going here. But yeah, so it's like really, really, really funny, like how much damage. So that was like a 5x combo, and everything just explodes. So yeah, if you want to abuse that, it is a little bugged right now. It's a little bit of a feature, as they say with DE. So one more thing. So this isn't really a Tennokai weapon. It's more of a melee influence thing. But so one of my friends, Big Kahuna, brought this to my attention, and I was like, oh my god, this is actually really fun. So this is a pure electricity build on the Prisma Ohma. So a lot of electricity, and this is intended to spread electricity as much as possible. And you basically just get Tennokai like procs kind of as just like a bonus. So same thing, I'm running Prime Smite Grineer because Grineer have the most armor, so I am running that on this. But the other factions don't. I mean, they don't have the armor to like deal with electricity procs, so yeah. So Tonfas, as I mentioned when I was talking about Praetos, they have, yeah, so it's a pretty good weapon. They have force slash procs on heavy attacks. So, even though this is primarily a electricity build, it's still really strong if you're spreading status effects. So, yeah, there you go. So yeah, Prisma Ohma is actually completely ridiculous. So like, sometimes I see like on the forums or something, people are like, "Oh man, the game feels so easy." This is why. This is why the game feels easy, because we have gotten so many tools to just jack our weapons up to infinity. And this is why, if you go look at the usage stats for Warframe, the single most popular frame, if you're not combining normal frames and primes, is Revenant Prime, because our weapons can destroy anything on their own. We don't need frame buffs, we don't need abilities. Our weapons are god tier now. With all of these mods we've gotten over time and arcanes and all these new systems, and you can do this with a lot of ranged weapons too. So the best thing a frame can do right now is just not die. And who is the absolute best in the entire game at not dying? It's Revenant. So yeah, Revenant is pretty darn good. I hope they don't nerf him, but like I kind of hope they see what's happening, and D is usually pretty understanding, so I hope they don't knee-jerk nerf Revenant like they nerfed Wukong. Because I like playing Revenant, but I hope they understand that the reason why people are playing Revenant, it's not for anything else besides Mesmer Skin. Um, so yeah, I hope you guys, please try these weapons out. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. So Prisma Ohma, the Vastilok, Vitrica, and my probably new favorite weapon. If this might have overtaken Sun and Moon, but like this, like because you don't even need attack speed. It's so crazy. Like this process of just getting ranged attacks off, and then you get these massive heavy shots. It feels so sick. It's like playing with a shotgun that has infinite ammo and like spreads status effects and is just like you never need to reload. It's just completely insane. So yeah, I've been really enjoying the Vastilok. I think this weapon is awesome. So, definitely give it a shot. Um, and then also, let me see if I can proc it. Oh, yeah. Oh my god, that is so sick. That ground finisher is just incredible. That is so cool. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy these weapons. I think this is probably it for Tennokai stuff. Kind of hope so. Like I said, I'm a little done with formaing melee weapons. Gone through like a lot of forma in the past couple weeks, so hopefully this is the last one. Try these ones out. If there's some Tennokai weapon or really cool melee build that you guys know of, feel free to comment about it. I'd love to hear about it and test that out too. So hope everybody has a good day, and thanks for watching. See ya.